Have you ever been scared to sleep? Or have you ever been terrified of your own bed? I know it sounds weird because we see sleeping as a relieving thing, right? We sleep after a long day or after a long work, right? Or bed, a place to sleep. But 4 years ago, what if I tell you that I was so scared of sleeping? Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or even good night for all the watchers of these videos. My name is Muhammad Husein Sodiq. You may call me Husein for this occasion. So yeah, I'd like to tell you a story of mine, of me and my love-hate situation with social media. So like the prologue suggests, I was so scared of sleeping because of social media. But what if I tell you that 1 year later, I was also saved by the same thing? So here's how social media make me scared to sleep. So it was 4 years ago, right? COVID era, where we consume tons of information, tons of things, videos from TikTok, Google, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, where now it's X, you name it. TikTok trends like, lemon tree, dalgona coffee, or even jaduk. Yeah, I knew it all because I scrolled down through it since I opened my eyes from waking up. I know it's a shame actually, but I was happy because I thought that I was belong to a community there, but I realized I didn't. So it was the first days of high school, right? Where everything's still online, which is in the same timeline 4 years ago. So we have to interact. So we had to interact from one and another using WhatsApp, group chat or private chat. But from the group chat, my friends talk about how they spent their time in quarantine. They spend their time by exercising, learning new stuff, learning new skills, doing their hobbies. But I didn't have anything to share to them because, you know, I was literally scrolling through down this screen right here to scroll for TikTok. So I didn't really have something to share to them. But at that time, I didn't really care about it too much because I still think that I can still have friends when the school was offline. So long story short, it was offline school, right? I was super ready to have friends. I even learned how to introduce myself to other people. But it turned out that everyone already had someone. Someone to talk together, someone to laugh together, to eat together, to play together. And now it's just me, myself, and I again. So when I go back home, I try to do something to distract my mind. But when I try to sleep, every thought, out of nowhere, tried to sneak inside my head and fill them up. That's why I was scared of sleeping. But it turned out as time goes by, it was not their fault at all. It was my fault. I rejected those interaction because I had high expectation of friendship, because of TikTok. I scrolled down too much TikTok. But then I tried to open myself, and yeah, if they asked me to go out, I agreed. If they asked me to play, I agreed to them too. So they used the same thing to save me, using the same thing that made me scared, social media or WhatsApp. But other than that, how social media saved me was because when I scrolled down through TikTok or Instagram, I found one guy, and his name is Vid. Yeah, he was my inspiration of starting my speaking journey right here. He was my biggest inspiration till this day because he introduced me on how to socialize, how to have friends, how to make a meaningful connection, you know, since 10th grade. And soon after, I had many friends. You see, 4 years ago, social media drowned me. But 1 year or years later, till this day, social media also saved me. Just like double-edged sword, right? Where you can cut onion or meat using one edge, or you can also cut other people and even cut yourself. You see, what happened to me was the perfect example of how social media can be both threatening and also changing lives. But how do we maximize the impact, the positive impact of social media and minimize the negative side of it? One word: perspective. If you change your perspective, it's going to change everything. It's going to change the outcome. Why? You know, yes, I know, or we already know that people have different intention when they post a new achievement they achieve or places they've gone. But the thing is, if you have good assumption at first, you're not going to think about it too much, right? Just like what Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychiatrist, said, it's always on how you look at things and not the things as themselves. And by applying those quotes by Carl Jung, you could be indifferent and don't think about everything someone posts online. So, guys, the conclusion here: how can we be wise using social media? First, don't judge. Secondly, change our perspective. And thirdly, be indifferent. Don't think about it too much. And just like that, you can have happy life, better life, and peaceful life after you applying those three things. And just like me, you can also change your life too by using social media. Goodbye.